Hi guys, Benedict Patrick here. Just before we start this week's episode, we wanted to have a quick word with you. We have launched our new Crit-Faced YouTube channel. It's one of our most requested features, and as of episode 20 going live, so is our YouTube channel. You can check it out now with a really cool animated version of our Crit-Face logo, animated by our author pal Ben Galley. So to celebrate the launch of our YouTube channel, we've headed back to one of the communities that has given us the most support since we started the podcast. That's Reddit D&D. If you head over there now, you can give us suggestions for more D&D monsters for our pal, voice actor Paul Guyett, to give us at the start of each episode. You know, you might say something like, "Warning, the following may contain gibbering mouthers," and we will ask Paul to record that for one of our future episodes. Guys, thanks so much for your support. We'll see you on YouTube and hope you enjoy this week's episode.
Warning, the following may contain gibbering mouthers. Join fantasy authors Phil Tucker, Timandra Whitecastle, David Benham, Benedict Patrick, and Josiah Bancroft as they roll dice and take on the bad guys in a game of Dungeons and Dragons. 5 authors, 5 worlds, 1 adventure. It's time to get crit-faced. Previously on Crit-Faced, Lord Talfryn and Kellin take it upon themselves to reinvestigate the local tavern, the Blood of the Vine.
Okay, we'll nip over to the Blood of the Vine Tavern then. So,
come on, guys.
Kellin, Kellin and Lord Talfryn, you guys enter in. It's lunchtime, so it's a wee bit busier here. The same guy is the same barman is on the bar. If you don't remember, the sort of large, sort of bald guy, vacant expression. The fire's still going here, and the 3 Vistanti women are sitting drinking wine. There. There's a couple of villagers, don't seem particularly noticeable at first glance, sitting at a few tables. The table that you sat at with Ismark the other night is now taken by a couple who are just eating quietly. Father Donovich is here. He's got his head rested on the bar. The barman's ignoring him. There is an empty glass in his hand.
Is he still like lucid and talking, or is he passed out?
He's not moving.
Okay.
He's sitting on a stool, head on the counter. As you enter, the Vistanti look at you. One of them, they all kind of roll their eyes. One of them, audibly gives a of disgust, and they turn back to each other to keep chatting.
Are there stairs leading to a second floor?
No sign of any stairs. There's a few doors out of the room, but nothing. You do know there is a second floor, just from the outside. Sorry, am I right in saying? Sorry, Kellin, had you actually come in?
I'll come in and have an ale, but then I'll leave and then try to access the second floor.
Okay. All right. Well, you can go up to the bar, you can get your ale, paying a couple of copper pieces, and the barkeep will sort of grunt, and it's just wine, if you recall, at the Blood of the Vine. So I can give you a glass of wine.
I'll take 2.
So a few more copper pieces required for that. Meanwhile, Lord Talfryn, then, what are you up to?
I'm sorry. Could I see them from outside?
Sorry. Could you see the Vallaki from outside?
The Vistani.
Oh,
yeah.
it's the Vistani. Sorry. Are you guys just looking in the window at the moment? Is that right?
Well, I was thinking
I'm up at the bar now.
All right.
Yeah, I was thinking about casting Charm Person on them before approaching them.
You can do that from where you are.
But they'll see me waving my hands and casting a magic spell.
That's true. I'm sure you could go outside. Yeah, you can see them from outside.
Okay, so I'm going to go outside and cast Charm Person on whichever one of the 3 seems to be the ringleader.
Okay, what about the one that gave the of disgust?
Okay.
Okay, and will you just read it out again? Just remind us how it works, if that's all right. If you've got it,
Sure.
sorry.
Let me open it up real quick.
I just want to know what happens if it goes wrong. That's my...
If it goes wrong. Ooh, yeah. Well, everybody catches fire. You attempt to charm a humanoid you can see within range. It must make a wisdom saving throw and does so with advantage if you are fighting it.
Mm-hmm.
It fails the saving throw. It's charmed by you until the spell ends, which is an hour, or until you and your companions do anything harmful to it. The charmed creature regards you as a friendly acquaintance. When the spell ends, the creature knows it was charmed by you.
Okay.
I don't think they know if it fails.
Okay. Okay. So, go for it then.
So they need to make a wisdom saving throw.
Okay.
Against...
And what's your DC?
14.
14. It works.
Huzzah.
So you can instantly see, basically what happens is that the spell is cast. You can see a quick shift in her body language, and then she actually turns around and sees you at the window, and she smiles and gives you a little wave and beckons you inside.
I brush off the lapels of my coat and I check my breath, and then I mosey on inside, strutting, trying not to be too obvious about it, but feeling a little bit more confident as I approach the table with a rakish smile beneath my walrus mustache.
So she, the lead, who you reckon is the lead Vistante, if you can remember, she, unlike a lot of the villagers here, she's got sort of nice sort of scarlet colours on her dress, sort of long flowy sleeves and a flowy skirt, and quite, dark hair, and she stands. She goes, "Oh, friend, welcome back. I was hoping we would see you again. I have been thinking a lot about you since we last met. Come, won't you join me and my sisters for a glass of wine?" And the other two are looking at her as if she's gone quite mad. She's no idea. There's no idea what exactly. And one of them does actually lean over and hisses at her and goes, "Sister, what are you doing?"
I take her hand and I bow very low over it. And I sort of wink at her just before I kiss her knuckles. And I say, "And I have been consumed with nothing but thoughts of you. By any chance, could we perhaps retire to a more quiet corner where I could share a glass of wine with you and ask some perhaps more personal questions?"
Certainly. I do not understand what has happened with my sisters. They must learn better manners. Yes, please come, take this table. And she leads you over to a table, and she, clicks her fingers at the barkeep, and it's obviously a signal that she's, that they've come upon to just get some more wine. And she sits down, lets go of your hand, but she's smiling at you. She's having another drink of wine. She says, How can I help you? I feel very bad for how we treated you last night. How can we help you today?"
No. Don't feel bad. Despite my noble birth, I do not place myself above other folk. We all have the same blood. But I have some questions that perhaps one is wise, and I kind of look her up and down, and as well preserved as yourself could help me with. I have had some recent encounters with creatures of the night. Are you aware of Doru beneath the church?
Is this the vampire boy? The priest's vampire boy? And she looks over and she says, "I had to thank you for that. One of our best customers now. I hope he will continue his patronage."
I believe we've given him cause. But yes, we had an encounter with Doru, and we were dismayed at how ineffective we were in containing him. Would you, by any chance, and you are quite beautiful, by the way, charming, scintillating conversations, would you, by any chance, know of any prominent weaknesses beyond sunlight, running water, and magic that vampires might have?
You took the words right out of my mouth. That is exactly what I was going to say to you.
Nothing else?
I hope you do understand, as servants of the Dark Master, we do try not to get into many battles with vampires. Yes, it's very funny. But magic seems to be the main way of dealing with such foes, especially when we deal with them outside of Barovia. But of course, Vistanti, we are well versed in the magical arts. Other than that, I really do think that the best way of dealing with them is to just not get into combat with them.
Very wise. And how did a sprightly young thing like you end up serving the Dark Master anyway?
Well, the Vistani, we have been. Strahd likes us. We have history together, and he shows favor. He shows favor to us. So we move between worlds. We spend a lot of time here in Barovia as well. My sisters and I, we have this tavern now, and it's good business for us. So we tend to stay here most of the time now.
Yeah. And this Strahd, this Dark Master, well, have you met him?
Strahd? Oh no, he does not. It does not always speak to me. It tends to be his servants come to us and they tell us what they want. They want us to do. Most of the time, he's happy to leave us. To leave us alone, and we have favor among the people here. They know not to upset us too much, or we will punish them or talk to Strahd about them, things like that.
Oh, wow, that's wonderful. That's wonderful. Would you, by any chance, know why Strahd might be so interested in Irina?
Irina? No, I do not. He takes many consorts. He does indeed. He likes to take interest in particular people. Sometimes men, mostly women. But it never lasts. They never last.
Any port in the storm.
Really, it. He moves around. He had his heart broken many moons ago, and he's always moving between interests since then.
And what terrible young filly did that to
Oh, you have not heard it? It is a very long time ago. There was a peasant girl. What was her name? Titania.
Titania, beautiful name.
Sorry, I pronounced that wrong. It is Tatiana, but that was generations ago. Generations ago. It's part of the whole story of Strahd.
Is that a metaphor? Generation, long years.
It's a long time. I don't know. Stories passed down to me from I remember my grandmother talking about her, and I think she was before my grandmother's time. It's a very long time ago.
Okay, generation. And how did Tatiana break his heart? Strahd seems to be the cold, distant, tear your throat out kind of suitor.
No, he was not. He has not always been a vampire. So
he's like this because of a woman.
Well, all I know is that there was a long time ago. There was a peasant girl.
Facile.
What's that?
Tatiana. I was just going to say, it seems, Tatiana, she broke his heart.
Yes.
He's covered the sky in permanent clouds and now kills people indiscriminately.
Perhaps, who knows? Stories, they have a strange way of getting out of hand,
Yes, that's true. Last question.
Yes.
Do you know of any magic weapons lying around, or anyone who might possess
magic? Well, that's interesting. We have a little magic, the Vistani. We are very good. We are very good. Well, swords, not so much. We're very good.
Swordistas.
Looking into the future. Madame Eva is particularly good at this. So we are very good at that. Magic weapons, no. Sometimes there are visitors from other worlds who bring them in. There's a woman who sometimes comes by our camp, who sometimes has trinkets with her. Jenny, green teeth. But I do not know if she has passed through recently.
Okay. So you guys go in for the predestination thing.
Yes. Yeah, you have not heard? We are very well known for it.
So we're all just sort of acting out a role and we have no control over what actually happens in the
Absolutely,
future.
Yes.
So you wouldn't take it personally, say, if you realized that you were enchanted or charmed magically and forced to have a conversation against your will, because the person who did that very enchanting had no control over the act because it was predetermined from birth.
Just as much as as I would not have any control over the curse that I would put on that person if I ever found out that it happened. And you do know that Vistani curses are particularly severe.
Oh, really?
Oh, yes. We are well known for it.
Oh, I hadn't heard. I down my glass of wine. And I say, well,
this one time, I cursed the man.
No, it's quite all right. Let's not ruin the mood.
He has the nose of a cow, and he has it for the rest of his life.
Did you know that the common folk see me as a hero?
I see. That's nice. And she does look a little bit disbelieving when you say that.
Anyway, one other thing. What is up with the dream pastries? What's that thing about? What happens if you eat a dream pastry?
And she looks around and she says, I should not be saying this to you, but do not eat the dream pastries. No.
But why not? What happens?
Well, they're not very good for you, and you will want more of them. And the ladies who make them, they are not nice ladies. They are another servant of Strahd. They stay away from the Vistani. We stay away from them. She's very dangerous.
Okay.
She's just another one of the things that feed off the people of Barovia.
One of the many.
One of the many. Steal a few children, that kind of thing.
Yeah. Say that you were accidentally enchanted by someone who then had a conversation with you.
Yes, that would be a very big mistake. Yes.
That would be a terrible mistake. What could that person do to make redress for that mistake? What would make you forgive him absolutely and unconditionally?
I think angering one of the Vistani is a bit like angering a vampire. I think the best way to deal with it is to just not do it.
But say you did. Say you made that mistake. Theoretically, what would be the best way to make that Vistani lady, who is really quite easy on the eyes, make her absolutely delighted?
We are not known for our forgiveness. In fact, we're very good. We are very good at holding grudges.
Curses, yes.
I would run. I think running would be the sensible action in such a circumstance.
Nothing at all that could be done.
No, I think in that case, I would want that person to suffer, and not much else would dissuade me from that. But you should just never do it. Talk to me. Ask me if you ever think, I'm going to do something that will upset one of the Vistani. Ask me first, and I will say, no, it is a bad idea.
Well, can I tell you a secret?
Yes, please. I love secrets.
The form that I'm wearing right now is not the real form.
Take a persuasion check. Deception check. Deception check.
Can I persuade her?
Deception.
12? But I can augment it by using disguise self right now to change myself into my real form before her.
Okay. What's your real form?
My real form is that of a balding, round-shouldered young man with a bad complexion, buck teeth, and sort of all sorts of really unpleasant facial hair. And as I appear to her in this way, I say, you can see why I choose that much more handsome guys that I wear all the time.
Oh, my.
And why I don't show this reality, because I don't want people to judge me by my exterior, but rather just to be swayed by my, professorial good looks.
So her eyes have widened considerably. She has stopped drinking. She kind of doesn't seem as if she knows how to react to this. And she goes, yes. I see. And her sisters are looking across the room, and she can see that she's making eye contact, and you get the impression that the facial expressions of both of them are, oh my goodness, how can we get you out of this situation? This is terrible.
Yep.
She's saying, you poor thing. Oh,
my name is Engelbert Dipetherius III. If you ever want to talk in the personal quarters, sort of disrobed situations where we can examine proclivities, then you can find me at the house where that lady's crying all the time. I've taken a room there.
Oh, yes, I will. Engelbert. But look, my sisters, they need me. I'm so sorry. I have to go and speak to my sisters. Good luck, Engelbert. Bye. Okay, so
I flee.
meanwhile, while this is happening, Kellin, what are you up to?
I've gone ahead and quaffed my 2 glasses of wine, and I've just kind of stealthily exited the tavern while the Vistani seem to be distracted by their sister being enchanted.
Okay, so and we're so you're sorry. Did you say you're going back outside or
back outside?
Okay, so what's the plan? You're outside.
I'm going to stroll casually, nonchalantly about the building.
Okay.
See if there seems to be any easy means to access the second floor.
Do you want to take a perception check?
17.
Yeah, so you could. There's a small close that runs behind the Blood of the Vine, between it and the other row of houses on the other side. And you make your way up that, and you can see an old trellis. It's slightly rotting, but you reckon that could probably bear your weight and carry you up to one of the second floor windows. All of the windows on the second floor seem to be slightly ajar.
Okay. I'll do exactly that.
Okay. Do you want to take just an athletics check just to climb the trellis?
I don't seem to do it gracefully. 10.
10. So yeah, you're right. It's not your finest moment, but luckily enough, nobody is there to see you do it. And because it's an easy enough route, a couple of the pieces of wood off the trellis, do sort of crack and fall apart as you climb up. But you catch yourself in time, and you manage to heft yourself into the window. This is it is a bedroom now. You get the impression this is somebody's permanent room of residence. There's it's not done up like it's a room that would be let out to anyone. There's a lot of items in here that seem to be someone's personal effects, pieces of writing, a lot of women's clothing lying around, a couple of pieces of jewellery, nothing that catches your eye as being particularly exciting, but enough to let you know that this is probably one of the rooms of one of the Vistani women.
Anything that appears that like it would look particularly good on Madame Rousseau.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of this jewelry is not worth a lot, but it does definitely give off the effect that Jean is trying to capture with Madame Rousseau. So there's particularly stands out for you. There's a headdress that almost like a nun's sort of wimple, but it goes back in red, and it's got sort of dangly gold sequins just hanging from the rim across the forehead. Yeah, so, I'm
taking that.
Okay, so
I'm just gonna, as stealthily as I can, investigate the room, see if there's any containers, chests.
Do you want to take an investigation check?
Sure.
Yep.
20.
So you again, a few papers. It seems to be just notes between this woman, and I think she seems to have an admirer from somebody at and it does actually mention the Zerpool encampment a couple of times. So it seems to be notes of romance between them. You do find a very small chest underneath the pillow of the room.
Is it locked?
It is not locked, no.
I will open it.
So inside you find 5 gold pieces, and you find
a silver axe.
No, it is a little black book. It's a black book. It's about half the size of what you'd expect from a normal paperback. It would fit in the palm of your hand.
Is it in a language I can read?
You look inside it, and it is empty.
Hey, start a diary.
Is there any light source in the room aside from the natural light from outside?
You can see there's a couple of candles, but they're not lit.
I'm going to light one of the candles and see, and hold it behind one of the pages and see if that shows anything like ink marks or.
No, there's nothing there.
I'll take it anyway.
Okay. What's the plan?
Any closet?
There's no closet. A couple of chests of drawers. A quick rifle through them, and it's more of the same sort of floaty clothing that you saw the Vistani wearing downstairs. Nothing like after like that we searched. You did a pretty thorough search of the room already, and the only item of note that you found was the chest with the.
Would my prior search have revealed any secret doors or?
Yep. There's nothing here other than the main door out into the hallway.
Okay, I'm
what do you imagine is the hallway?
Very stealthily open that.
Well, let's check if that's how you do it. Would you like to take a stealth check?
I'll probably roll a 30. Ooh, 10.
Yeah, I mean, you are aware that you do make quite a bit of commotion opening the door. It's a wee bit stiff, and the lock. You have to sort of shove at it a wee bit to get it open, and there's a bit of a thump as you do crack open the door. You're not convinced whether it was loud enough for somebody close by to hear or not, but again, you know it's not your finest moment.
I'm gonna kind of sneak back into the room, leaving the door open, and just kind of hang out there for a few moments and just listen intently.
Sure. Do you want to take a perception check?
Oh man, I'm on a roll. 6.
Yeah. You can't hear. You can't hear anything.
But you're whistling, and you should not be.
All right. I'm just going to tiptoe down the hallway, go to the closest door, and see if I can open it.
So there's in the hallway, there's 3 doors. There's one actually right opposite the room that you were just in, that you entered. And then there's 2 on either end of the hallway. So
I guess I'll do whichever one's closest.
Yeah, so the one right opposite you opens up into another room similar to the one you were just in. This is clearly somebody else's bedroom.
I will thoroughly search that as well.
Sure. As you begin to do that, you hear a door in the hallway outside open. And footsteps begin to move down the hall.
Toward me? Does it sound like it's coming toward me?
It does.
I guess I'll stand. I'll try to retreat back, stand by the door, wait for anybody it is who might be coming in.
Sure.
I guess I'll stand behind where the door would swing to.
Do you want to take a stealth check?
Yeah, and I'm going to ready my axe. Oh, no. This is getting worse. 9.
9. Yeah, no. It's quite a bit of thumping. I think you actually sort of nudge a sort of porcelain ornament, and you hear a smash as it hits the floor, and then there's the footsteps outside in the hallway. Stop, and then you hear a woman's voice. Who is there? It certainly sounds like one of the Vistani from downstairs.
Well, it's a priest. I'm looking for a bathroom. Water closet.
The Vistani woman charges into the room, and she turns around and she points her finger at you, and her eyes widen in just complete outrage, and she says, What in the devil's name are you doing in my sister's room?
I like women's clothing.
You're just complete rage on her face right now, and with both hands, she sort of gesticulates towards you, and she says, "In the name of the Devil Strad, I curse you!" And I need you to take a charisma. Let's see, a wisdom saving throw. As you feel this curse circle across the room towards you.
Well, I do have a 9 wisdom.
Sorry, it's so a wisdom saving throw. So it's a D20, and then you've got a wisdom
-1.
No, is that -1?
Yeah.
Okay.
20! 19.
Okay. Ooh. So you do feel this sort of the curse sort of hit you, and you feel your eyes start to cloud over, and you almost lose your vision, but then you're just able to shake it off, and she spits at you as you do that, and you actually see that she is weakened slightly as well by the whole thing. It's almost as if there was some sort of physical knockback to her for you shaking off the curse, and she says, "I will tell my sisters about this. Get out of my room now. Get out of our house."
She's thrown me into a frenzy. I'm going to attack her.
Okay, let's go for it.
It's a bad idea. All right. 21.
Okay, give me a sec.
What the hell is going on?
Are we the baddies?
21 will hit. Do you want to roll your damage?
Oh, please be a lot. 14.
14 damage is a considerable amount of damage. So
I'm sorry. 11.
11. So, it's still pretty significant, to be honest. So you're, you hit her with a big slash. You can see a big wound open up on her as you do that. She,
I get a second attack.
Okay, go for it.
That's not going to hit. 10.
10 will not hit. No.
Okay.
So she draws a really long dagger from her hip, and she sort of whips it in front of her. You can tell she's really fast. She's actually going to get 2 attacks on you as well. So her first attack is 13 versus AC.
Miss.
So probably does actually hit you, but just your armor is so thick that her she just doesn't penetrate it. But she whips it around and tries to chop at your arm this time, but she only gets 6 versus AC.
That hits.
That hits.
No, I'm kidding. That hits.
Sorry, 6
misses.
Yeah, misses.
Right.
And she, what you can see, she's kind of stepping back. She's rethinking. She's rethinking this as you fight, and then she shouts, "Sisters, we are under attack. Come, help me."
Is there a window?
There is a window, yes.
I'm diving out of that.
Okay,
thing.
so you're going to have to take a disengage as your main action.
Okay.
And then if you would like to take an acrobatics check to dive out of the window.
11.
Right. 11, is that with your modifier?
That's with my modifier.
Oh, so that's not really good enough. So what happens is that you do like a really good sort of movie scene sort of dive through the window, like the glass shatters, but the rooftop that you were hoping to grab onto isn't quite there. You don't manage to make a good enough grab on it, and you basically tumble to the ground floor. Just in a bruised heap. And if you just give me a wee second, I'm going to find out how much damage you take from that fall.
None.
No. 7 bludgeoning damage from the tumble down the roof onto the floor below. So you can hear the Vistani woman screaming in the window you've just left. She's standing there in the in the window shouting at you, and you certainly get the impression that there's quite a bit of commotion in the ground floor as well. What's the plan?
Am I outside?
You are outside on the ground in a bruised heap.
I'm running across the street to the mercantile, and I'm summoning my friends.
Okay,
Help
so
me! I really screwed up.
Hey, how you doing? We had a great time at the store. Why are you running?
Why are you all covered in blood?
And where did you get that really fancy frilly thing? I love it.
It's yours. Just help me.
Meanwhile, I think it's probably a good time for Lord Talfryn to also come out of the Blood of the Vine after his wooing attempt. And Lord Talfryn, I think your mic is muted.
I come hurrying out, casting nervous glances behind me. Have I heard the yelling and screaming? From
Yes. Oh, yes.
I'm in my normal form now. I've undone the silent image.
Okay.
And as I come rushing out, I'm like, Kellin, what the blazes happened upstairs?
You don't want to know.
I don't know about you, Master Suna, but I do not know these people. Do you know them?
No.
I say let the locals have them.
Can you cast one of your spells and make me look like someone else?
I cannot disguise you as I can disguise myself, unfortunately.
I can cast a minor illusion.
Do it, quick.
Okay, I will cast a minor illusion.
I don't think minor illusion is enough. Is enough to disguise somebody. Can you?
Well, I could also cast vicious mockery, so that he appreciates the mistake that he has made.
So what are we going to do? Let's
Okay,
go around in the
I
street.
Yeah, you're gonna have to move quickly, guys.
Let's move back to the church.
Let's run.
Okay.
We run back to the church.
Okay. Now you can
I'll show you how it's done.
you can hear a lot of shouting. You can hear a lot of shouting behind you as you make your way up to the church. Just before you jump inside the building, you can see a crowd of people sort of flow out of the Blood of the Vine into the market square, some distance behind.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So what did you do?
press my back to the door.
What did you do?
I say that went well.
I was caught in a lady's bedroom.
That's happened to me before. There's not been a mob.
Not well. I accidentally put an axe into the woman when she caught me.
You what?
So Irina is there.
I say we could at least entertain the idea of giving them to them. I mean, you putting an axe in so you broke into her room, rifled through her things. She caught you, and then you hit her with an axe. I don't know where you come from. Are you some sort of barbarian?
I gave you that shawl thingy, and you treat me this way.
It is lovely. It's quite nice.
So Irina and Ismark are walking towards you, just a look of confusion on their faces, and it's Irina who speaks first, and she says, "You hurt someone? What woman is it that you hurt?"
One of the Vistani.
And their faces fall, and they go, "No, you should not have angered the Vistani. Did she curse you?"
She tried, but it was ineffective.
No, they will not rest. They will not rest at that. They will be after you now. And Irina
so
turns.
You agreed that we should all leave town now together.
And she does turn to look at her brother, and she says, we will have to. If we are traveling with them, it will have to be now."
Yeah.
Mission accomplished.
Well done.
No, don't praise him.
He's
still on the naughty step.
I'm gonna produce that black book and ask if Ismark or Irina or anyone in the group can make any sense of it.
I am quite learned.
Mm-hmm.
I snatch the book away before anyone else can look at it.
Sure. Do you want to take
I adjust my spectacles.
Do you want to take an Arcana check?
Yes, please. 10, 13.
13.
Sort of an 11th grade attempt.
You definitely get the impression there are some magical properties to this item. You just can't quite discern what they are. You don't get the impression there's anything particularly volatile or active about it. But you don't really have any other way of discerning exactly what it does.
I make a show of sniffing it as one would a cigar, and then I hand it back to him and say, "Definitely magical. I'll have to examine this when I have a little bit more leisure."
ask Jean Marleme if he can take a look.
I look at you mortally wounded.
I'm well versed in all things script. I was born of the page. Let me have a look here. Let's see.
Do you want to take an Arcana check as well, Jean?
Yes, 20.
Really? So you, I mean, it's
well, I don't see what this actor could provide that I will not in time.
So these strange powers that have connected with you since your time in Morovia. I mean, you pick it up and you're getting ready to basically say it's a book, but then you just get these very strange vibrations off of the object that's in your hand. It's almost as if somebody is whispering to you from the next room and you can't quite hear what they're saying. Just like Lord Talfryn, you do get the impression this is a magical item. There's definitely power here, and it is linked to dreams. That's all you know. Is that there's got some kind of link. You get this feeling that it links somehow to the bearer's dreams.
So I sense something. There's a tingling sensation. This text, which you cannot see, but I can hear the mutterings of, is connected to dreams, and it's saying Jean should be the leader and get an extra share of the gold. I don't know. Did anyone else hear that, or was it just me?
Just you.
I think that's your dream, actually.
Extra share.
In your dream.
So I didn't hear about the extra share, but yes, there's something very, very strange about this book. I think we should keep it.
Okay.
It's all yours.
While this is happening, Irina, she makes her way over to Master Sunna, and she puts her hand on your shoulder and she says, "We have to flee. We have to flee quickly. But before we do, I wish to honor my father in some way. Do you think before we leave the village?" You had mentioned that you could perform ceremonies for us. Can we maybe find a secluded part of the graveyard away from prying eyes and quickly bury my father?
I think that's a very good idea.
Crit Faced is a weekly Dungeons & Dragons podcast. To make sure you never miss an episode, and to get an exclusive prequel episode of the podcast where you can find out what our characters were up to before this adventure began, head over to critfacedpodcasts.com and join our Crit Faced fan group.